Hi, I'm Justin Yomot, your host of CNT Podcast, and this week I'll be interviewing Michael McAvean.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. So, I have some questions here. As a kid, who was your favorite team player, like team or player, growing up?
Well, growing up, I had a couple of different favorite teams and players. When I started liking baseball, I was a fan of Jose Reyes back in his prime when he was playing with the Mets, and Carlos Beltran too. Actually, my number back in Little League when I was 10 was 15 for Carlos Beltran. So I was a Mets fan then. And then when I really started to get into pitching, I started to like it was right in the prime of Tim Lincecum's career, and so I was really in, into following his career, and I liked how he pitched and everything, and so then I became a Giants fan, and I was a Giants fan all the way up until the draft. Giants and a Reds fan.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's really cool. So, like, as you said, when you first got into baseball, how did you and when did that happen?
Well, I was a golfer, and I wasn't necessarily a fan of baseball. I thought it was too boring when I was a kid. But I had a couple of friends that lived down the street that played baseball, and they we were all hanging out, and they were playing catch, and they wanted me to play catch with them. And we started throwing. They were like, "Wow, you have a pretty good arm. I think you should come out and play. It'll be fun. I'll make sure that my dad's team is able to get you and we can play together or whatever. Maybe our dads can coach together." My dad ended up coaching me, but yeah, that's kind of how I got into baseball.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. I kind of just grew up with both my parents loved baseball, so I just I grew up in kind of a baseball family.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
get it, man. My dad's a golfer. I kind of threw the baseball on the whole entire family, but now they're some of the biggest baseball fans in the world.
Yeah. So did you play any other sports as a kid besides baseball and golf?
Yeah, so obviously golf and baseball were my two main sports as a kid. I played some basketball. I was pretty good as a kid, but not so much as I got older and people started to get a little bit faster, and I'm not the most athletic person ever. Um, so I stopped playing that right before middle school, and then I played a couple of years of football, but that wasn't for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Another question I have: did you collect baseball cards or baseball memorabilia as a kid after you got interested in baseball?
One more time.
Did you ever collect baseball cards as a kid?
No, I was never really into the baseball cards as a kid. I was kind of a nerd, and I was into like Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That was my thing. I love sports, but I wasn't into collecting. A bunch of my friends were though.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. So what some card collectors do that I know, they send cards of players or something to the players. It's called TTM. If someone were to send you cards, would you sign them and send them back?
If they have been sent to the field that I'm playing at, and were in my locker, yes, I would consider to send them. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of getting the mail at home, my home address, but and it slowed down. It didn't really happen too much, but at the field, I pretty well every time I'll sign them and send them back.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I always say that I want to start doing it, but I'm really busy, so I don't usually send a ton out. But I usually try and send them out to the people I interview because I kind of have a collection of all autographs from the people I interview.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'll have to make sure I have time to send one out.
Yeah, just send it to the facility in Arizona.
Yeah, I'll make sure to get that out this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Another question is, what's your favorite part of baseball?
I mean, that it takes you have to go at someone every single pitch. You have to give the other team a chance all the way up until the end.
Yeah.
It's not like any other sport. You can run down the clock in every other sport. There's no clock in baseball. Well, they're trying to put one in, but not like a game clock.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things about baseball, too.
Yeah, I mean that's like there's so many things, but that's like probably number one. We could sit here and talk for probably a couple of hours, but I don't. For the sake of time, we'll stick with that one.
Yeah. So another one was like, so you went to Louisville for college, correct?
Yeah, Louisville.
So, like, why did you choose to go there? Like, what were your reasons for going there?
I mean, it was simple. They were good. We went to the College World Series twice my time there. I wanted to win a World Series. I'm not one big into playing for myself and like trying to boost my stats and all that stuff. I want to go. I'm a winner. And so my winning nature, I wanted to go somewhere where I was going to win. And so my 3 years there, we won 51, 45, and 53 games. And it's the winningest program in the country since Dan McDonald took over. So, I mean, that was a no-brainer for me. It was 2 hours from home. It was far enough away where I was away from my family. It was close enough they could come. And, I mean, they were good. I knew I was going to be able to play. And, I mean, they helped get me to where I'm at.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, speaking of going to Louisville, like, what other colleges were interested in you, or you were interested in going to?
Well, initially I was committed to Purdue. And then they had some down years after they won the Big Ten championship, and their coach resigned and retired. So I reopened my recruitment and went to Louisville. So I mean, I had all the schools in Indiana, IU, Notre Dame, Evansville, Indiana State, Ball State. You think you'd name it, and I had offers from all of them. And then was down my 5 schools after I decommitted from Purdue was Vandy, Florida, Virginia, Louisville, and Auburn.
Oh, yeah.
So that's just, yeah, because I probably could have reached out pretty well anywhere, but those were the schools that I really wanted to go to.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, what was competing in the NCAA tournament in your years of college like? Like, what was the
Well, I
feeling?
didn't get to my freshman year. My freshman year, I was hurt, but my sophomore year, I got to compete in a regional in Lubbock, Texas, in front of 9,000 people. That was my first experience in front of a fan base like that, and I mean, it's fun. It really seasons you. It helps you become a better player. And then this last year, we went to the College World Series. I came in and pitched a game against Vandy. We ended up losing, knocking us out. Where 28,000 people were in the stands, and there was millions of people watching at home.
Yeah, I actually remember watching that game and watching you pitch that game, and kind of hoping that the Cubs drafted you when you declared for the draft, because I really enjoyed watching you play.
Yeah, no, I was excited that the Cubs were able to pick me. It was a tough game, a couple of unlucky breaks, but in the end, everything ended up working out for the better.
Yeah. So in college, you were number 41. Was there like a certain reason why?
No, my number has always been 55 personally, and if I could choose, that would be always that. Sorry, that was really weird. But anyways, but in high school I was 14, and that was just because of the way they did their jerseys. They had numbers 1 through however many people they were going to roster on the team. So I wasn't able to get that number. So 14 is what I ended up with because that was the size of jersey that fit me.
Yeah.
In college, when I got there, I was late to the party and committing, and everything in the class before me claimed all the numbers that they wanted, so 41 just got dropped in my lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it's been. I feel like that's how it's always going to be from now on. Hopefully one day I'm able to get my number back, but if not, oh well.
Yeah. So you're a relief pitcher and usually the closing pitcher. Do you have a reason why you're a relief pitcher and not a starter?
I am gonna do some starting this year. Actually, that's what the Cubs had drafted me for, and that's what they want me to do starting out. But I chose to relieve because I like it. I think that had the end of the game, those last 3 outs are the hardest 3 outs to get in a baseball game, and it takes a special mentality and a special um, person to be able to master that and be able to succeed in that role, because it really is tough, and so I took pride in being able to do that.
Yeah. So speaking of being a relief pitcher and starting to become a starter, like what type of pitches do you have in your arsenal?
I throw a two-seam fastball, a changeup, a circle changeup, a curveball, and a slider.
A circle change. We don't see a ton of pitchers who can throw that very often.
It's a work in progress. It's getting there, but it's almost game ready.
Can't wait to see you try it out this year.
Oh, I know. I can't wait either.
Yeah. So, what was it like hearing your name being called when you were drafted?
It's a dream come true. You don't think it's true until you really see your name up on the TV screen. But those you can't. It's a moment you can't explain, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I usually hear when I ask that question.
Yeah, it's you. There's not. It's just yeah. That's it.
Your answer to this will probably be similar. Like, what was it like when you were signing your first contract with the Cubs?
It was exciting. That right there was the moment of realization that like I did it and it's time. So that was the coolest part.
Yeah. Last question I have is, do you have any superstitions you do before a game, or like before you go in, or like?
Yeah, I like to listen to music that's like real calming and chill. Like I don't like to get all hyped up. I like to listen to classical music if I even have to, just to keep my mind calm throughout the whole entire day. I go out in the morning and I get a breakfast. I write my game plan down. I have a journal that I keep, and I write what my game plan is going to be for the night. And I have a bunch of superstitions. I'm a very superstitious person.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast. It means a lot.
No problem, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, can't wait to see you tear it up in the minors and then do amazing with the Cubs in the majors in a few years.
I can't wait either, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on again. Hope to have you again soon.
No problem. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.